if it tasted good.
That's how I look at it. I don't care what it is. If it tastes good, I'll eat it.
Right, it's like you know, like calamari, like the round ones when they cut open, like when it's pieces of like its head, I call it, and it's like round. I wonder if that's like what a pig butthole would look like, a deep fried pig butt.
Darn it! Now there's only one way to find out. I still like the old saying about scrapple. It's everything the government won't let you put in a hot dog.
Toby, did you not have your amplifier on this entire time?
No, it's been on the whole time. You guys have been fading in and out bad on me, though, at least here.
Because you literally went from being like 5 over S9 the entire time to almost 40 over between keys. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, you just jumped up. You went from like just barely sitting at 5 to about almost 30.
Man, Mother Nature's. It's been like this all day, man.
How am I doing with, like, I got, hello, like 20 watts there?
Neither was too many other folks.
Oh, it looks like we got some Mother Nature out there. Time to get down.
That's right. It looks like Billy went live, so I would imagine Billy will be on here soon, or he's on 3885.
No, I'm here. I'm only running like 20 watts, though.
There's going to be a whole group of us out there. That's how you get down. Break up. KD2AFV, because I don't think I've said that in a while.
20 watts. W3MMR.
I'm sorry, I doubled with you. What did you say?
Static Praxis here, W2BTK.
Hello, test 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yes.
I heard you, Billy. You're being heard.
Yeah, except that was Brian.
And then Billy was in there, and Billy and E and Y doubled.
Sorry to hear about your situation, but that I in the past always enjoyed having a beer or two in the evening or glass or two of red stuff, but you know, it's the health effects of putting on weight, you know, and the sugar and all that kind of thing, and then sometimes I would have a little bit too much when I was in a really good mood, and that's not good. But you know, it's like knowing when to apply the brakes. You know, I occasionally, like last night, I had one little glass of red stuff, and then the whole week will go by and I won't touch a thing. You know, it's like one of life's little pleasures, but you have to learn to be the dog and wag that tail rather than the tail wagging the dog. And on that note, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know if you're still hanging in there, Richaroni, twiddling your thumbs and picking your nose and scratching your ass there. K1ETP, if you're still there. If not, I'm going to turn this crap off from WA1H and YLR.
Oh, Smithy, you spouting wisdom again?
Oh, what rock have you been hiding under?
Well, you know, I've been around. You never know. I was just over in the shop. I couldn't resist coming over and seeing your direct.
Receivers put 3873 back on. It was far more interesting.
Lately.
Oh, I see some stuff oozing off the speaker.
There.
Yeah, oh boy, it's PW. I thought I heard you in there. Anyway, Bruce, we'll see you later. Nice talking to you. Nice signal here all the time. And big signal, too. Nice audio. Anyways, PW, I was going to go upstairs and get something to eat. It's 6:30. It's, you know.
That's not working. Oh, no, that is
every
working.
Man for himself on
What's up,
Sunday
Mike?
night around here. And before Mo eats everything.
All right. Well, Joey's cooking tonight later, so I'm good. I'm not on frequency. Not that it matters much. How's that? Let's see. What's the counter? The counter's asleep. Why's the counter working? Oh God, who knows? Poor he'd get junk. It was working. Oh well. Debug it later. Anyways, yeah, I was in the shop doing some stuff. I heard you guys. I wanted to jump in and say hello. All right, if you're gonna run off, we'll catch you. Maybe catch you Thursday night. Oh yeah, it's another week. It's funny. It's just the days just blend into each other. I mean, I guess this is maybe like what you guys experience. I wake up, I don't even know if it's Monday or Friday anymore. I just up here. Oh, okay. I made the distinction that I either go to work or not go to work, and going to work means getting the coffee and going downstairs, as opposed to just picking my belly button and going upstairs and enjoying the thing. So.
Test.
But yeah, this commute doesn't suck. 5, flight of stairs. I could really get used to it. All right, we'll see you cats later, and everybody stay safe. K1ETP, W1HOR, WA1IWQ. I'm gonna go fade back into the woodwork if you guys are out of here.
Okay, Joe. Let's see if I got it.
What's that carrier?
W1IWQ, K1ETP. Yeah, I bet you can get used to that commute. That's the commute Andy's been doing for the last, 10 years or so. Anyway, what was I going to say? Yeah, Thursday night, I was upstairs, nice and comfortable in the lazy bastard recliner watching TV, and I go, oh, it's 9 o'clock, so... or 9:30, so I grabbed my smartphone and I brought up the SDR, and there you and John were, and I go, I'm just too scrollless to go downstairs, so I didn't. Man, there's a lot of static in here, so I don't know what the conditions are going to be like tonight. But I've been in it for a while. And I'm getting hungry. So I got myself a shift. That's pretty good, you know? Crack that whip. Come on, kid. After you do that, go mow the lawn. So I was wondering where you've been. I haven't heard you on at all, except that Thursday night. So I guess you're being a good little company man and got your nose to the blue screen every day. You know, working for the man, which is good. It's good for me. Anyways, maybe catch up with you a little later there, Joe. W1WTK.
Yes, this is Listen to working for the man.
Oh, I hear. Is that Warren I hear in there? Hello to you, Warren.
Hello, Joe. Hello, Rich. I know you guys are heading out. I just wanted to pop in and say hello, and I think Tim's in there as well.
You think?
Yeah, you're coming in. Okay, hold on. Let me just tune in here. There we go. All right, yeah. All right, yeah. I think that's you. Is that Tim in there?
Oh, yay. Jesus.
You gotta hum.
Just slid into the wire array. It's, what you call, pushing back the growth.
Hey, Timmy.
Yeah, Warren, how you doing? You get your snow shovel out tonight?
Oh, yeah. Hey, well, maybe I'll get a snow. Have to go in. Hi.
Yeah. All right, Hallhead, listen, it's good hearing you, and go upstairs, and yeah, I hear you. Yeah, you gotta get to the grub line before it's all gone. Yeah, actually, Joey's good. He loves cooking, and which is fine. That's great. That's
61
something I'm never
Baltimore, man.
really totally fond of.
Hopefully you can hear me. Thanks for
I'll
the
do it.
follow, man.
He's actually pretty good at it. He's been helping me out in the yard work and stuff, so it's kind of nice. We've been up here now, what, 5 weeks? He's come out of Manhattan. 5 weeks ago. Yeah, just sort of blends in, but yeah. Yeah, all ahead. You know, some of us have got to work because what are they spending now? What are they? These stimulus packages are like what? So many? Is it trillions? I have no idea anymore. It's sort of like it's just. I didn't want to know.
Yeah.
I think it's gazillions now.
To roll back the national debt. Did I hear you in there, Billy?
Yeah, I just wanted a signal report there, Timmy. I'm running like 20 watts right now.
Jesus, you're very Q5 for 20 watts, old man. Hi.
Yeah, all right. Just checking, because I know that the band just started changing, and I wanted to see what the hell was up. So I'm not going to bother listening to blowers yet.
All right. Well, the static level's beginning to build. Hey, how am I doing?
You're doing pretty good. All I've got is a relative SNR, and I wasn't looking at it when you just keyed up, but I'll let you know on your next transmission what it is.
Yeah, okay. All I want to know is, am I strapping PW Fallon?
I am the strapper of the North.
No way.
Strap.
No, you're being strapped, Tim.
Am I strapping this guy?
This bitch strapping you, Tim.
The 6 in the mail. Hey, wait a minute.
Am I strapping these guys?
PW's the channel master right now. Well, Billy's being around too for his 20 watts. That's amazing. You get the high fine business Hammy Hambone Award for using the lowest power possible, Billy, to get it out.
Well, that's just good operating practice. That's all.
Sure. What's good operating practices? I don't know. Maybe I should check into that.
Strapper.
Well, right now you guys are about the same.
Yeah.
Wait till the 4x1 comes on. Then we'll be doing some real bit slapping.
Cheers.
Well, yeah, I could go hit some breakers, but I don't feel like listening to the noise, you know?
Yeah, well, I have a feeling, I think after I shut this thing off, I'm gonna walk away from it.
Yeah, I didn't even really much feel like getting on today, but I figured I'd come out here and at least see what was going on.
Well, anyway, it is what it is.
Smithy, well, you're supposed to get a bunch of snow tonight, right?
Well, I don't know, 3 to 6 inches. Just another day in paradise, you know?
Oh, God, does it ever turn into spring around here?
It didn't last year, but it did the year before, and the year before, and the year before.
Not this year. I mean, it's what? It's May. What? God, it's Friday. It's May.
Yeah, I know. I've seen it snow in May before, but rarely.
Oh, welcome to me. I just feel love. All right, Hollowhead, I'll let you go. And Warren, good to hear you. And Timmy, I know you wanted to crawl back. Billy, I can hear you up here on the coast of Maine. I guess you're running 20 watts. Doing all right. Anyways, WA1IWQ for what it's worth.
Yeah, already. I think I'm going to sign as well.
Hey, Timmy.
Dinner time. K2ORS.
You okay, Warren? Yep, you're doing well in here, as is PW and Richaroni and Billy for 20 watts, and somebody in there with really heavy audio. I'm going to get out of here. We'll see y'all later. This WA1HLR. Pulling the engines. KC2UDZ.
All right, see you, Timmy. I think I heard Kenny.
Ken here and there.
What's up, Joe?
The COVID-19 paradise.
Another day in 75-meter trenches. Ooh, I got a little SWR here. That's all right. She'll handle it. What's going on? And hello, everybody else.
Yeah, I got a good signal from Joyzy this evening. Yeah, no, I guess, Rich was in here, and I think he's heading up because he's got an arm wrestle low for food. At least she being up in the kitchen.
Should I turn on the...
I think Warren's in here. Warren, I'm sure you're hearing Ken there. K2ORS, and Warren's in the western part of the state. He's another me, W1IWQ in Brunswick.
I hear ORS. Yes, I heard him before when he keyed up. Good evening, and good evening to Billy.
Hey there, Kenny.
Yeah, I just moved frequency. I'm not tuned up. It's good enough for what I'm doing here. So, good evening, everybody. Band's all right. It's not too bad, but it's a little weak right now.
Yeah, the noise is building up here, and I don't know whether it's the snow static. We're supposed to get. Well, I think Tim's going to get. I'm on the coast, so I think hopefully we're going to get rain. But I know Timmy he's about 75 miles northwest of me. And I know they're going to get a bunch of snow. He's in higher elevation, so they're going to get snow. And I think Warren, he's probably maybe about that distance due west in the western part of the state over near the New Hampshire line. And he's going to get snow as well, so... You know what? I'm glad that my neighbors in Maine are going to get the snow, and hopefully I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, we've got a lot of rain down here, so we had enough rain, but I think it's supposed to get some more rain. You can keep the snow, Joe. I don't want it down here.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's just talking here. It's going to be May 1st, Friday? There's still snowing up here. Make it stop.
Yeah, make it stop, please. Anyway, well, as long as everybody's doing all right, nobody's sick, everybody's got good health, and we got our radios we can play with, and some food, we're good.
Yeah, yes, indeed. I think it's just crazy times. I mean, I'm just very, very fortunate. In fact, both myself and my son are very fortunate that we both work at home. He got out of Manhattan 5 weeks ago. Joey came up here so he's hanging out up here in Brunswick until things quiet down. But I don't know, Tim. I don't know how your business is. Like, are you guys still working, or is it? Because I know I know they're still constructing. I mean, they're still building houses and stuff up here.
Yeah, we don't do we don't. Hold on, let me just make sure this. Hold on, this thing's not tuned up. All kinds of issues.
In the middle of a hurricane with an American flag.
Wait a minute. No, these are... Oh, hold it. I just did that in Google. Florida man sentenced to jail and moral therapy for attacking a minion. These are... Wait a minute. Is this BS?
Just being careful. I'm not getting any younger, so I gotta watch myself too. And the boys are home. They're off work. They've been sent home from work.
September 14th. That's what I did. It's my birthday, so there you go.
Oh my God! Hold on. Is this one of those Easter eggs?
What do you guys want?
Google?
3875 or 3885?
No, it's not. If you click on it, it'll actually bring up like the news story from Florida and everything. You can scroll down. There's a whole bunch of different ones. The second one of mine is Florida man who suspected girlfriend of cheating, pours ketchup on her while she slept, gets arrested.
That means that there's some freaking news story that involves a Florida every day of the week.
Do you really doubt that there's a news story that involves Florida man every day of the week? I think that's pretty likely.
I'm sorry, I said it wrong and you did too.
What
I'm
do you
there
want?
every
The
day of the year.
3875 QSO
Oh, yeah,
or
so I
the
typed
one up
in
on
this
85?
girlfriend of mine's one of them, and it said Florida man finds bright green iguana in toilet, calls 911. Oh my!
Not a lot, but there are some parts.
Yeah. Carrie's in the lumber trade, you know that. So she does, but man, this static's getting bad now. Starting to take you out.
All right, well, listen, if it's getting bad, we'll catch you later. We'll catch you on when it's more conducive to having a relaxing conversation. You guys take care. Say hi to Carrie and everybody, and you hang in there. KC2UDZ, WA1IWQ. All right, Ken, we'll catch you later. Hang in there. Be safe.
All right, Joe, you too. Good to hear from you, man. Good to talk to you. I'll see you later, and I'll be bouncing around for a little bit. Maybe I'll stay on for a little while longer here. So, see you later, KC2UDZ.
You hearing me at all, Ken?
I hear you.
Yeah, a little low or what?
No, not really. You're like between 15 and 20 over S9. You're usually about 30 over. That's where you're usually at.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm only running like 20 watts. Hold on, let me try something. Hello? Hello, radio? Is that what you're supposed to say?
Yeah, you're about the same as usual. About 30 over, right around there. A little, maybe pecking over that a little bit. You're louder though.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll leave it like that then.
The static's nasty right now. So. Yeah, I don't know. We're just had dinner and hanging out for a little while. And it's and night's Monday tomorrow. Back to work. I got work to do, but I'm not working, so I'm keeping busy.
Yeah, I have no idea when the hell I'm gonna go back to work. Oh, at least you're just saying the construction sites are shut down, but some of them are still going, hospitals and schools, but our list isn't really moving. And the job I was on that's supposed to start the next phase, I have no idea what's going on with that, so I kind of wish I could go back to work, you know?
Oh, yeah, me too. I really need to get busy again. I'm just, after a while, you're like, man, you know, working around the house and, you know, whatever. Get back to work, make some money. Get the money rolling again. I got stuff I want to buy, things I want to do. So that's what I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Things break open again. But other than that, keeping the chin up and rolling with the punches. That's it.
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah, it's a thing. Who knows? It can't go on that much longer. I don't know. Through June, people are saying, who knows? But these construction sites are going to start up at some point this summer. And I guess that's when I'm going to start having income again other than unemployment, which, you know, I was already almost halfway through by the time everything shut down.
June, yeah, we enjoy ourselves anyway. We got the whole out in the woods with the woods trucks, and we got the race cars done, so we're going to be playing anyway, but not not at the racetrack anyway. That hum you got there, man, it's getting pretty nasty.
Yeah, phase modulation is what I believe it is. Dave thinks one of the chokes, some kind of choke in there is heating up, or some crap in Big Blue there.
Into it by in.
I hear you there. Yeah, Big Blue. Yeah, I know. I carried that damn thing. Station, go ahead.
Yeah, name here is Artie, Alpha Romeo Tango India Echo. We're located on Long Island. What kind of race cars you drive?
Oh, how you doing, Artie? Nice to meet you. Name here is Ken, Kilo Echo Nancy, and, my wife has an 87 Pro Street Camaro, 406, 6-inch rod, 11-to-1, 2 stages of nitrous, Pro Street car, and I have a back-halfed 82 Z28, also 406 cubic inch 5.7 motor, 720-inch lift cam, blah, 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 2 stages of nitrous, makes about 1,000 horsepower, and it's a street car.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. I thought you ran at the track. Sounds like you're a straight liner.
Well, yeah. Well, you know. Well, we're built for the track, but, you know, we used to use them otherwise, so, you know, like on TV.
Oh, okay. Outlaw street races there. What's that show called?
I don't even know, but I forget the name of it, but yes, like that, yeah. Those are all young kids doing it now, so. Those old guys were doing it back in the 50s. They've been doing it even before we were probably the kids, too. They were doing it back in the 30s, so there you go.
Yeah, I was doing it back in the late 60s, early 70s.
I bet you were. It's just an American thing. It's an Street Outlaws. I just remember what the name of it is. Yeah. Whatever, you know, that's cool. It's just a lot of, it's just for the networks to make money with, that's all. They did good on it, I guess, you know, there's a lot of people that watch it. I don't particularly watch it. Some of the cars are really nice, but, you know, I think they spent, I don't think they're street cars, personally. You know, our doors actually close and open, and they're full steel body. Frames are not alternate, well, except for my car. My car does have ladder bars, but by no means is it anything like they run. But, you know, they go really fast, and they take a lot of chances, so. Yeah, I'm done with all that stuff. I got over that.
Yeah, I was worried about somebody cutting in front of me, or tire blowing out, or some stupid, some stupid thing. I tell you, riding down the road, doing 130 there, racing a Z28, way back when. That was pretty scary on the highway there. I mean, my windshield was
W2BTK.
And I had my window open. I should have kept it closed, but the sound of the rails, what do you call it, the guardrail there, would sound like a picket fence going by. It was a little unnerving. They said, I'm doing that again. But anyway, let me bring it up a little bit on frequency here. The old BFO on this.
W3MMR.
Kind of drifts a little bit when you don't use it. It gets cold and changes frequency. Anyway, where are you located? You got a nice sounding station there, very strong over here. Hope we're half as strong where you are. N2MIN.
My sound's down that way now.
All right, Art. Yeah, I don't want to monopolize. I just came in here. There was a conversation going before I got here. We're in New Jersey. We're 30 miles. Built it for my wife. I'll eventually get mine done. I haven't had time to work on it, but I'm thinking about doing it now because there's nothing else to do, so I might do that. But that's what you're hearing over here. It's solid state, flex 5000 for an exciter receiver, and that's about it. And I hear Perry in there also, so there you go.
Goody.
Yeah, it's a free country, man, you know.
We figure we come up and be one big happy AM family.
I tell you what, Art, the static's starting to give you a run for your money.
Thank you. Hey, how's your hum? Did you fix your hum?
Well, the fan hum's still in there, but I fixed the issue I was having.
Anybody left?
I've been sitting here listening the whole time everybody else moved up to 85, KB3OUK.
Well, who is that? KB3AU? I didn't get the rest. This is W2BTK.
Kilo Bravo 20, Oscar Uniform Kilo, KB3OUK. This is Shelby over here in Harrisonville, Pennsylvania.
Oh, all right. Got you that time, Shelby. KB3AUK. Sounding good. Yeah, I don't know where everybody went. I was up on 85 a little while ago, and a guy broke in there and just started, one way into somebody. I got bored, so I came down here. So I don't know. I guess I missed everybody. What's going on?
Nothing much. Decided to get the rig on, or get this rig back on the air. I haven't been on in a couple of months, and decided to do it and get on. I'm tired. I've been listening pretty much every night on this frequency, but haven't been here in 85, but haven't been on lately. So I decided, well, it seems like there's not as big of a crowd. Try to get on. That's one thing I can't. That's one thing I don't like. You get so many people on a frequency that comes into one, a big round table. I'd rather have a smaller. I like getting on when there's a lot smaller group.
Yeah, which is hard lately because everybody's home and using their radios all the time. It seems like, but I know what you mean. Especially big round tables, it doesn't work for me. I fall asleep, and then it comes to me, and I hadn't paid attention, or I had daydreamed or whatever. I got nothing to say, and it's not natural to me. I like breaking between a couple guys, maybe like 2 to 4 guys, who are all listening and talking to each other. This is what happens a lot. Is you'll get a group of like 8 guys break in, and 2 guys will just start talking to each other, quick keying, and everybody just goes away.
Or everybody's on top of each other the whole time, and then you can't get a word in edgewise at all. Especially like somebody like me who's running. I'm running a lot lower power than everybody else is. It's very easy to get stepped on.
Yeah, tell me about it. I mean, I come out here a lot, run low power. I ran a Johnson Viking 2, about 80, 90 watts carrier for a long time and did pretty good, but lately I just got this amplifier. I'm running it right now, brings me up to legal limit, and to drive it I only need about 20 watts, so I always come out here with 20 watts and talk to everybody and just, take note of how everybody's keying style and people are walking on me and this and that, and then I turn the amp on and I look at my notes while I'm talking.
Well, that's one thing. Until about a couple months ago, this rig wasn't even really set up for push to talk. Now it is. This is my homebrew pair of 814s modulated by a pair of 811s. It only does 100 watts, which for good conditions, especially, it isn't too bad. Where it does get to be difficult is when the band gets pretty low. And I got a fix for that. I got a pair of 813s that I'm building right now, and that'll give me a lot more power. Weren't you working on a pair
Yeah, I'm still working on it. I had it fired up on 75 meters, making about 350 watts of carrier, and I stuck my modulator on it, and I had a bad cap in the output, vacuum variable. There's two of them gang there in the output, and one of them, it was fine with, the carrier, the regular B+, but then as soon as I modulated the thing, the voltage must have shot up, and it let go on me, so I fixed that. I had a couple other little issues. The input is passable, but not that great. First one I ever built, so I'm going to make that a little bit better. And I haven't worked on the thing in like 2 weeks, I go through these spurts, so I'll work on it, and then I'll just let it sit there, and then I'll work on it, but, it's coming along. I had it fired up. It was making power, so, at least there's that. It's just going to get torn down and made a little bit better now. So, W2BTK.
W2ENY. Switch mics again. W2ENY.
No, that's my favorite one.
Yeah, I know what I've seen online about it. You were using the, I think it was the HDVL plug-in coils in a National MB150 input tank, and that's actually, okay, I can't take credit for the RF deck on this 813 rig. I picked that up at a ham fest. And the exciter is an old James Millen exciter, but the modulator and the power supplies are all going to be my design. But the RF deck I have, this 813 deck, is pretty much just like how your 810 deck was. I think I remember seeing something about you were changing the input to it, or using a homebrew input instead of the national. Yeah, this one here's pretty much the same design. It's just using 813s instead of 810s like you were. I was going to use 810s as the modulator on this thing, but I decided to, at the moment it's got a pair, I'm going to use 572Bs, but that may or may not stay that way. The biggest thing was I was trying to use as many parts as what I had on hand as I could, or stuff that I could scrounge up, and trying to find I didn't have any 810s or anything like that. I had plenty of 803s. I got 803s all over the place here, but those are for another transmitter. Those are for my Navy transmitter that I have. I didn't want to get into that stash of tubes and use them in this other homebrew rig. But I had some 572Bs laying around. I'm like, well, they're kind of marginal for what I want to use them for, but they'll work. So that's what it is at the moment. Is going to be a pair of 813s modulated by a pair of 572Bs, and now I just need to figure out what kind of get a better antenna up. I'd really like to have a pair of phased verticals pointing kind of to the northeast, since that's where most of the activity is. Try to throw a good signal in that direction, but we'll see how that goes. KB3OUK.
Yeah, KB3OUK, W2BTK. Pair of 813s, yep, that's a decent size hammer. And I know what you mean about using stuff you have, so I've never heard of 572B modulator, but then again, I have never built a tube modulator. I've always used solid state audio amps and stuff like that as modulators, like I'm doing right now. I'm going to use this exact modulator I'm talking on for the 810s also. I just have to change it from 4 ohms to 8 ohms, because the modulating impedance of that 810 rig is about double what this Viking 2 is, so it's perfect. It's definitely got enough balls for it, but yeah, that sounds like it's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know how that would work, the 572Bs in the modulator, but I know 813s, that's basically, an 813s, it's like 2 810s in one tube, if I remember right, or I might be thinking of a different tube. But yeah, that'll be a nice size hammer.
The 813s are kind of close. I think if I remember right, the plate dissipation on the two are the same. It's like 125 watts. The 810s, I think, actually are a lot better. Yeah, it's of course the 813's a beam power tetrode and 810's a triode, but I think the 810 in Class C service is close to, if not a little bit more powerful than what the 813 is. Modulator service, I think you can get like 700 watts of audio out of a pair of 810s. The 572Bs, you know, I mean, you gotta look at it this way. They're basically an 811 with a bigger plate. But yeah, this rig here that I'm on right now, yeah, that's a tube modulator. I've never done the solid state modulator thing. What I have done, and this is what I'm using right now, is a smaller solid state amplifier driving just a regular, like a solid state PA amp is what's driving a backwards audio transformer to feed the grids of the 811s in this rig, and that's going through a plain old modulation transformer, through a choke, or through a cap and choke on this one. The only reason I did that on this rig is because this transformer is very, very, very sensitive to talkback, and even with it's really got a lot of talkback. Even with the cap and choke on it, there's still a little bit of talkback there. But if I ran the DC straight through the secondary, it's horrendous. You actually get feedback through the microphone. It's that bad. I can actually, on audio peaks, I can actually hear my own voice coming from from the modulator on this thing. But the one for the 813 rig, that's a lot heavier modulation transformer. I think it's like a 500 watt. It's a 500 watt RCA transformer. I have no clue what it's out of. It looks like broadcast iron, really, but I don't think it is. But it's probably out of some kind of commercial transmitter of some sort. But one thing I'm definitely doing differently on that rig is using separate modulator and RF power supplies. This one here uses a common power supply for both, and I mean it works, but I don't like the way it works. I'd rather have two separate power supplies, so that's what I'm going to do with that one. The biggest thing is the power supply I'm using, it really, if you really watch the voltage, there is a little bit of sag. If you really hit hammer on the audio hard, there is a little bit of sag there, and I don't like the way it behaves. It needs more, it needs a stiffer supply, and one thing, having two separate ones, I hope that can kind of help out with that, versus having one single one, powering both the modulator and the RF amplifier. KB3OUK.
Yeah, all right, Shelby. Yeah, I think, that 813, that's a tetrode, right? I was thinking of 833 maybe, because I know one of those, it's like basically two 810s electrically. So that's probably it. I don't know. But, damn, yeah, that singing mod transformer, I've dealt with that with the Viking 2 before I got the Antex that I'm using now. It was like a tiny little mod transformer. It was not really a very good match, and man, that thing would sing and do crazy stuff. Then I got the Antec toroidal power transformers. They're all, Frankensteined up, and they were great to match that 4 ohms up, and never had a problem with those singing or anything like that. It's super nice shielding, low leakage reactance. You can put 2 of them in series and do crazy stuff, but never mess with the old iron like that. Never really had anything but this setup I'm talking on. The sag thing, I get that too. That well, no, I don't get that because I took the modulator out of there, so I know what you're talking about. 2 separate power supplies. That's nice because the Viking it struggles along as it is, and I'm not running a modulator off the plate supply, you know, and it still runs pretty hot. So I don't know. There's that too. I'm not even running I took the choke input out of this thing, which is crazy. I know everybody yells at me, but I stuck a variac in there, so you know I'm reducing back down to where it needs to be. But I thought it was more important at the time to have that choke in my Heising reactor when I first got this rig on the air. So I literally just took it out and put it in the mod reactor, and it stayed in there. You know, I never fixed it, but it works fine. I've been talking on this thing like this for about 3 years. W2BTK.
Yeah, those Antec transformers are nice. That's actually what I'm using for the plate supply in this thing. You can hide those very easily. It's actually, this transmitter it's made out of old stuff, but there's a lot of modern stuff in it too. It's a weird. You want to talk about a Frankenstein rig? Well, this is definitely one. When you look at everything that's in here, nothing. You know, it may use a lot of vintage parts, but there's a lot of like brand new stuff that doesn't really fit in. It kind of looks like a clash of stuff when you actually look on the chassis, but it works. And under the deck or underneath the chassis of the RF deck, there's actually an Antec transformer under there, and that's what I'm using for the plate supply on this thing. I should have used a slightly better transformer than I'm using, but it seems to be handling it. Because I think it's only, if I remember right, it's one of the 400 volt ones, like series to windings up, and it's just kind of barely it's kind of marginal of what as far as the output. It's running there, running on the edge of what it can handle, but I wanted to get another one to replace it, but just haven't gone around to it. It's good. It works good enough for now, so I just kind of left it that way, especially now in this other rig. And, you know, eventually when I get the rig together, I want to leave this one on 40, which can get I can get a little lower power up there. 100 watts on 40 is a good bit of output, so it might stay. It was 80 and 40, and I just want to leave it on that band and then just use the 813 here. Right now, I got to switch them back and forth between the two, and that's a pain in itself because everything. The exciter on this thing is all plug-in coils, so you got to swap out all the coils in the exciter, and then you have to use taps in the tank circuit. Everything's just jumpers and taps on the got to move around, and then padding capacitors that you have to add and remove from the circuit in order to get it to go from one band to the other. So yeah, it was designed originally going to be a 80 meter rig, but then when I put it on the air, I realized that it wouldn't tune up on 80 without all the extra capacitance in the circuit, so I had to kind of tack that in there. Well, temporary things became permanent, and that's just kind of the way it stayed.
Yeah, I hear you. Man, you're making me nervous now because I've got all the... I was thinking about switching my input to plug-in coils also. You mentioned that HDVL on the output, but yeah. But I mean, making a band switch is just it's harder to build, easier to operate, but you know, I don't know. That sounds like a pain. Yeah, just pick a band and leave it there. Leave it on 40 or something. I don't know. But yeah, it's you mentioned the Antec as a plate supply. I've seen that. There's a company like making commercially produced amps. They use a bunch of Antecs with 250 volt secondaries, and well, the secondaries are all series after the bridge rectifier. So the DC, the bridge rectifier outputs are hooked up in series. So you get like 250 volts AC. It's making, you know, 1600 volts or whatever on the output of the bridge rectifiers. It was a crazy looking design. They had a couple of 250 volt Antecs and did it that way, and it's in a, you know, a mass produced amp. I had a schematic of it. I'm going to try to find it, but I mean, it was super interesting stuff. W2BTK.
That's kind of what I want to do with the 813 rig. The RF deck supply, I already have for that. I got an older plate transformer, and it's going to use it's actually going to use tube rectifier, or a full wave tube rectifier. I have a pair of 3B that I'm going to use for the rectifier on that. But the modulator supply, what I'd like to do, what the plan is at the moment, is get a pair of the 800 volt Antec transformers and put a bridge rectifier on each one, and then, like you said, series the rectifiers up and then run it through a filter cap, and that should hopefully give me somewhere around, I think, 2200 volts for the modulator. So, yeah, that's kind of the plan. You know, with about 2,000 volts on, 2,000 volts on the RF deck, 2200 or so on the modulator. But I want to do it that way because that allows, I think that's a lot better than trying to series up, a lot safer than seriesing up the windings on the Antec, because I don't know if the insulation between the windings and to the core would actually be able to handle that. They claim that from primary to secondary, their high pot tested for, I think it's like in excess of like 3,500 volts, but I don't know if to the core they would, they don't say what the voltage, what the rating from the, say, secondary to the core would be. But yeah, about the plug-in coils, well, this thing, I thought about, it's one of those things where I didn't plan out in advance what I was going to do, and by the time I thought, well, maybe I could band switch a thing, I already had so much crap shoved under the chassis that there was no room to add any, like, real grid circuit components. Even the grid circuit in this thing is really interesting. The grid circuit on this isn't even tuned at all. On this I was going to build just a simple tuned circuit under there and ended up, once again, running out of room for stuff. So what I did, and it worked, surprisingly, is the output of the exciter feeds try to remember how I did this. I think it's a 3-to-1 turns ratio, like binocular style toroid RF transformer. So I'm going like 50 ohms on one side to like 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. It might be 4-to-1 actually. I forget. It's 4-to-1, so it's like 16 times. So it's like it's like 900 or 1,200 ohms or something like that on the output side. Then that's feeding a non-inductive resistor that's coupled through a cap to the grids, and then there's a choke there that gives me like the choke there with some grid leak bias and then some fixed bias. So I got like 105 volts negative DC on the grids of this thing. 45 of that's fixed, and then the rest is all grid leak. You have to drop it a little harder than if you actually had a tuned circuit, but that's one other thing, that there's enough of I have kind of a reserve of exciter power, so that kind of makes up for the fact that I don't have the greatest of tuned circuits in the input of the amp. But yeah, it seems to be working. It kind of goes against conventional wisdom on how to build these things, but it does the job. It's been working fine for over. I think I've had this on the air for over a year now, so it's been working all right. It's just it's one of those things that was kind of an afterthought. I started at the top section of the rig, and then and was kind of like populating under the chassis, and then got almost finished and was like, oh crap, I have no grid input circuit, and I have no room left. What was the simplest thing I could do and kind of shoehorn in what space I had left under the chassis that would actually kind of function correctly, and that's what ended up going in there. And is this actually going to work or not? And it did. So that's kind of the reason why it's got kind of the undersized Antec in there, is because I kind of ran it so much I don't have kind of where I have it placed in the chassis. Yeah, diameter-wise and height of the transformer, it just barely fits. So, what I have thought of before is, they use like a big, they give you that big bolt to mount the thing, and I think I have enough room on the upper side of the chassis that if I really needed to, I could run a second one of them in parallel on the upper side of the chassis and tie it into the rectifier and basically use them both in parallel, which would kind of double my my current capacity, which would probably take care of a little bit of some of the sag problem that I'm having. But that's that's something to try later down the road. You know, when this isn't my only rig to use on the air, maybe I'll tear it down and kind of rebuild the power supply slightly. KB3OUK.
Yeah, all right, real cool, Shelby. I mean, dude, I'm struggling with a lot of the same crap with my my 810 rig, man. I had that MB 150 in there as the input, and I ripped that out and decided to build my own, and then exactly the same thing. I'm like, oh crap, I have to mount this. It was all juggling around and moving. I have the there's a condenser on the input link. It's a fixed link on the input, but I put a capacitor in series there, variable. And that the shaft of that is Teflon, and it runs right through the input, the grid input tuning inductor out to the front, like goofy stuff like that. I don't know. I had no room either. Just wasn't thinking about the layout. And this is my first homebrew, so yeah. You got your fixed bias. My fixed bias is busted right now, so I just got to be real careful I don't lose drive or anything. But yeah, that's really funny, dude. Same struggle over here. I know the struggle. But oh yeah, you said those Antecs. You weren't sure if the 800 volt one. I'm using an 800 volt 800 VA Antec here in the mod transformer in series with another one, and I have the two secondary windings in series for 1600 volts. I've got a 55 volt secondary Antec and an 800 volt Antec, and they all have two primaries and two secondaries, so the 55s turn around backwards, feeding the secondary the 55 volt windings, then backwards it's feeding out the 115s into the next transformer's primary 115 windings, and then the output of that is the secondary of the whole set of transformers, and that's the two 800 volt windings in series for 1600 volts, and that 55 to 1600 is the the turns ratio I need for the Viking. But I'm doing that, and it works great. I'm only using about 750 volts, but my friend Dave is doing something similar with his desk kilowatt, and he's tested them up to about 3300 volts. And yeah, that sounds crazy with a desk kilowatt, but he's doing it. It worked fine. He said he didn't feel comfortable going above that, but they were running like that. He was talking on them for a while, so I would give it a try. I'd definitely give it a try. If you're scared, though, they sell larger toroidal cores on eBay. I found some 3000 VA and bigger stuff you can buy for a couple $100, and roll your own if it really comes down to it. But that's the way to go. Anyway. Oh, exhaust temp is up. W2BTK.
Yeah, I just wasn't sure how well they'd handle having two of the having the two those windings in, having that much voltage in series. But actually, I guess if you're using you got audio on there, that's even more. You'd have whatever plate voltage plus audio on there. That's probably even more than just running straight AC on it too. And so, I've been bouncing around a couple ideas with that thing, what to do. But yeah, that's a little down the road, and I think I'm already running into the that same issue on this one as I was before on this 813 rig. Is what I did on the 814 rig, is that I'm already looking at this thing like I really should have got a bigger rack to put this in. I'm running out. I got stuff kind of hanging off the rack, and I'm looking at it like, well, wonder how I can shoehorn this part in here, and if I really have to, maybe I could actually hang it upside down, kind of underneath the chassis, instead of having it on top, and just putting, kind of like, I got stuff, so much stuff bolted onto this thing at the moment, and by the time I get done, it's gonna, it's a 3.5 or 4 foot rack. I forget which one of the two. I think it's 4 foot. 4 foot rack, and I already got probably, at the moment, at least about 100 pounds of iron hanging off the thing. Plus, the deck, the expander, and the beginnings of the modulator. And that's one thing. I have all these ideas of how to put something together, and then I realize once I get part way through it, like, you should have started out with a bigger box to put it all in, because you're trying to, the proverbial 10 pounds of crap in a 5-pound bag. That's what all this turns into by the time it's all said and done. One thing about you're saying about the MB150 on this rig I have, what I wish the builder would have done when they originally built it was somehow extended that the swinging link for the coil, would have extended that out the front of the chassis to be able to give you actually have a way of tuning the coupling from the front panel. If you really have to, I guess you could shut it, kind of just move it around by hand to where you wanted it, but it would have been nice to have that pulled out to the front, especially if you use that, frequently move that transmitter around to other bands. I only have the 80-meter coil for the thing, so unless I roll another coil for it, I doubt it would move around to any. And I don't use coils for that exciter too at the moment, so the only thing I would like to do with it, possibly use it on, so maybe if I had a coil for 160, but that tank, if I remember, I think that's only an 80-meter tank, so that'd be completely out of the question anyway, unless I either rolled my own or modified that one. But by the time I'm all said and done, I'm going to have a rig here pretty much for each of the three bands I really like, 80, 40, and 20. And it's been a long time since I've made an AM contact up on 20, but I got this one here, which will end up on 40. The 813 rig will end up on 20, end up on 80. And then I have my Westinghouse Navy transmitter that will end up on, more than likely, on 20. I think I said it right. 813's on 80, 814 on 40, and the Westinghouse on 20. And I got a plan to wire up a way of basically using the power supply and the modulator from the 813 rig as the power supply modulator for the Westinghouse. And that just runs a single 803. That thing's a work in progress, because I think it's missing a couple of parts, so I got to kind of figure out what got ripped out of the circuit and try to replace it. That transmitter is interesting. I bought it off Okay, and I think it came from like Arizona or something like that. Well, when it arrived, they used it in a like 2 times too big for it box and just threw some like wrapping paper, and it didn't really have it packed in. Somehow it survived traveling the whole way across the country and just bouncing around inside this giant box with hardly any packing in it, and the only damage it suffered was like one of the side panels got dented slightly. That's a miracle that thing, for one, didn't fly out of the box halfway across the country, because the thing weighs like 50 pounds. But that's the issue you get when you try to ship try to have large stuff like this shipped to you. And it's also the issue you get when you're a sucker for the gold stuff and end up, like, ooh, I need that. The price is right, hardly anything for it. That's how I ended up with this 813 deck in the first place. I wouldn't even be building a second rig if it wouldn't have been for the fact that I looked for Fest. And my wife is standing behind me with a friend of ours. We're all three looking at this RF deck, and the guy's like, well, that'd make a nice AM transmitter. I'm like, yeah, but he's also a fellow AMer. And he's like, I'm like, I don't need an everything. The guy has the stands like, I'll take $25 for it. And my wife thought she had me talked out of it, and then next thing she knows, I'm whipping out the wallet and dragging this RF deck to the car. So, and it sat here on the shack floor for what am I gonna do with this thing? Okay, I'm tired of it sitting there. I got enough parts. I'm gonna build another transmitter, but like I need one. I got enough junk laying around as it is, and now I keep building more of it. But I'm surprised there's nobody else on here tonight, and everybody else is clear up on 85 talking. Who knows? Nobody's wandered back down the band to join in. KB3OUK.
What are we on dial-up now?
There you go. Hey, Kenny. Yeah, I don't know. Well, let me let Kenny in there. I'll keep it short. You're right about the Antex. That's all I wanted to say. Is that, yeah, the voltage shoots way up on those things. I have the DC blocking cap. Is a bunch of caps in parallel, and it's got a 40 kilovolt rating. Cause I blew my other cap up. So those 800 volt windings in series are no problem. Hey, Kenny, W2BTK.
Yeah, it's around dial up there with that noise. The cabinet's like 2 feet away, and I can't bend over to get to it because I'm tired. KC2UDZ, and hello that station out in 3-land there. I didn't get your name, but name here is Ken, Kilo Echo Nancy, in New Jersey. I'm at Atlantic City there. I'm a little farther north, but I'm down here, down at the south end. Good evening.
Yeah, this is Shelby out here in south central Pennsylvania.
Yeah, Shelby, I don't know if I ever spoke with you before, but good evening.
Yeah, I know I've heard you on the air, but I don't know if we have. If we have, it's been years.
Yeah, it could be. I'm not on all the time, but I get on now and then. My wife usually on most of the time, so she talks more than me. I don't talk that much, unless I have a lot of sugar or a lot of coffee. And I had a lot of both tonight, so I'm on for a while anyway, till she might want to get on the transmitter herself tonight. We'll see if she wants to or not. But for now, it's mine. You sounded okay over here in New Jersey. You got good signal. Static's a little rough on everything tonight, everybody. It's really making a lot of noise, but you're coming right through.
I don't know if we got some distance on out of the way than but yeah, I hear, static crashes are pretty strong out here too. Yeah, it's only a 100-watt transmitter. It's a pair of 814s modulated by a pair of 811s that I finished building last year.
Yeah, that sounds fine. It sounds okay. It's doing the job very well. The audio is cut through, and it's definitely doing that. You're 20 over S9 approximately over here in New Jersey. So I would say you're doing very well.
Yeah, you're about 10 over here, but I don't, the meter on this thing's, not the greatest, not very accurate. Probably if I looked on one of my other rigs, it'd probably be closer to 20 over, so it's about 10 dB lower than everything else on this old FT901 that I'm using as a receiver. Why I'm still using this thing, I have no clue. When I got two old Hallicrafters and a SP600 that I could be using as receivers behind me, but they're on the to be worked on pile, while I'm too busy trying to build yet another transmitter that I really didn't need in the first place. KB3OUK.
I don't have that affliction, so God bless you. Nah, it's okay. I build what I need and nothing more. I have not much equipment at all, and I am very happy. I don't need anything else. We're mostly solid state over here, so. I guess you got another one. I heard you talking before I got on. You got another transmitter that you were putting together that you didn't need, so. I have other stuff to do other than that, so, I imagine if I had a lot more time, maybe I would play with more stuff, but I really don't, so. We're happy with what we have. We have 80 and 160 capability with the solid state Class C stuff, and then if we want to go on 10 or anything like that, we have a 41000 grounded grid linear amplifier that we use, BTK. 2000, I think it is. I can't remember. Anyway, it's got 41000 with 3800 volts on a plate. We can play with that too, but I don't run it. It's too hot. It's just, for me anyway, I'm nice and, with the way my wife talks though, I think it would light on fire and explode. So we use we're using Class E stuff, and it stays cool. She's been on 14 hours straight with this thing, and it doesn't break room temperature. So that's what I like. Saving some money, saving some energy. But it's all fun, no matter how you do it. So that's my spiel there. But I'm gonna let Billy out of this. Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah, all right. You should fire up that 41000 sometime. I don't think I've ever heard you on it. Excuse me, I'm a tube guy. I like tubes, and yeah, it gets really hot in here sometimes when you're running them. But I don't know. It's just something about that glow. Your finals have a soul, Plus, Dave told me Class C causes cancer. I don't know if it's been exactly proven yet. I think it's just a theory at this point, but I don't know. That kind of skeeves me out. But you'll probably see me build a Class C rig some summer when I'm running this thing and I get all pissed off because it's all hot in here. And screw it, I'll order myself some FETs. But yeah, that's the thing. It's 80 and 160. As long as you want to talk there, Class C's good. Very efficient. Sounds great. It's frequency response out to whatever the hell you want. So I can't knock it, but the way I'm set up now with the Viking 2 and the 440 and the linear, I got the same signal on any band, any mode, anywhere. So it's nice, all in one system. So there's something to be said for that. Even though right now it's telling me, hey, dummy, get off the key. You don't have enough airflow. So I'm going to do that. W2BTK. I don't want to pass it to anybody, so we'll just figure it out.
Well, not only am I building these two, I'm building this other one. Like I said, I got the two transmitters in the Westinghouse. I forgot. I have a Heathkit DX sitting across the room that I also need to get working. like us, along with the Hallicrafters and the Hammerland receivers. The heap kit, the Hallicrafters, and the Hammerland are not technically mine. They're actually my wife's because they belong to her father, and now I'm fixing them up. I want to get them on the air for her when she decides to finally get her license and get on the air. So they're actually going to be her rigs mainly for the most part, but they'll probably be used as a receiver for my stuff as well. But I had the Heath kit running, and then had it running for at one point. It was working fine, and then I burned up the drill pot, so I got to replace that. So, which that's a common failure in those things from what I understand. So, got to be fixed. But yeah, the problem is I like this old tube stuff. I like this antique stuff, but it's 2-3 times older than I am. So I end up working on it, and it gives me something, especially like right now, it gives me some kind of rainy thing to do. I can work inside in the house on this stuff instead of being outside, either wrenching on a vehicle or, either wrenching on the vehicle, working in the yard, or, doing something around the farm. So, I like to keep busy. I don't like to sit around and, do nothing. In addition to, trying to show, I got a 3-month-old daughter, who, oddly enough, a couple of times I've been just sitting here listening to the receiver, and she'll be out here with me, and it's fun watching her, 3 months old, like, hearing somebody talk. I think she recognizes some of the different voices on the air, because like certain people will start talking, and you'll see her kind of like turn her head and look at the speaker on the looking at the speaker sitting on here on the table. She'll start looking right at the speaker, kind of like taking the voices, and if you turn around the band and like tune across the CW station, that like her eyes will open wide, and she'll just be like listening to code and stuff like that, and it just kind of interesting to watch. And I'm thinking to myself, well, you'll end up, when you get older, you'll end up being a third generation into this stuff, because my wife's father was a ham, I'm a ham now. Try to get the third generation into it, when quite a few years down the road, obviously, but it's kind of fun. Nothing else in my family was into it, though, other than me. That's kind of, I taught everything myself. KB3OUK.
You grab it, Bill.
Yeah, all right. Man, I was kind of spacing out. I'm thinking about dinner, I was poking around on the live stream. I guess I could mention that. Shelby, I'm live streaming right now on Twitch TV. So if you want to watch, I got, my pan adapter up there. You can see my scope when I'm talking. You can see the envelope, and there's a camera. You can see me talking on the mic and chat and this and that. But it's on my QRZ page. There's a link right there at the top if you want to see. So not too much. I might sneak away and start something for dinner, which isn't very involved. So, why don't I do that real quick? And if you want, check out the QRs at W2BTK.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build Dave a Class C rig. So I'm just going to drop it off on the front doorstep so he can't refuse it. He's afraid of silicone. So that's why. He's a hater, man. He's a hater. Anyway, by the way, Billy, you could build whatever you want. It's just that being a ham radio operator, we're very cheap. Basically, Class D and E go all the way up into gigahertz if you really, chose to do that, which nobody does, obviously. Well, except your cell phone. And the fets are available for going all the way up into 6 meters. You can go up to 6 meters with the fets. You just have to buy the correct fets and build it. There's a couple of designs out there. I haven't done it. The fets are for to build a 2 kilowatt rig. I think they're $150 a piece. So that's $300 for fets. So you could build a multi-band rig. All you got to do is come up with some kind of design, which I'm not going to do. So I just built an RF deck. It takes me about 1 day to build an RF deck. Anyway, that's the name of that game. So if you're going to go get yourself something to eat, we get yourself something to eat, and we'll just hang out here and smoke cigarettes. KC2UDZ.
K1KBW.
What's up, Bob?
What's up?
Hanging out. Just talking. I'm a passerby, so I don't own the frequency. Although I guess nobody does, but here you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, did you go to my website and look at the pictures of this rig?
I didn't get a chance yet. No, I will now though. I think well, Shelby's still in there. Shelby's from Pennsylvania. He's still in there, and Billy. I think Billy went to go get something to eat.
I'm here. I just threw something in the microwave.
Nuking some food. There you go. Carrie made me a cheesesteak, so that's what I had. What the hell is that noise? Oh, it's my knee. It's pretty bad when your body parts make weird noises.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's never a good sign. KB3OUK.
How you doing, Shelby? Yeah, no, that's not
Joe,
good at all.
315.
Nope.
What's up, man?
Yeah, even at a young age like me, it really sucks when you go to bend down and do something, and all of a sudden crunch. You hear very not very good noises coming from your knees, and it's like, okay, now I can't get up or move or anything until it goes away.
That's why you gotta call your wife, man, or bring a strap with you. You can throw over a branch and pull yourself back up. There you go. But, yeah. Well, I'm 65, so I'm starting to creak and groan a little myself. So there you go.
Yeah, I remember when I was a kid. I was like, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 years. I think 7 or 8 years old. I said to my grandfather one time, I said, "Hey, Gramps, how come you grunt all the time?" He just looked at me and he goes, "You'll find out." And I go, "What?" Well, guess what? I found out.
Now, Steve's... Wow, Mike must be loving this. The popularity of that.
Playing with those tubes over there, you're going to have cancer soon. You never know.
Yes.
What?
I don't know. The feds will do the same thing to you.
I know. You got to watch. Yeah, they actually have a warning on them. Those little green tree. No, they're PCB safe now. I was messing with you, Bill. I said, you got to watch playing under them tubes. You'll get cancer soon. You going to watch?
Oh, yeah. No, well, at least I got out of the truck. See, I was doing this in the Suburban before, and the feed point was about 2 feet from the top of my head. So at least that's not the case anymore, right?
Yeah, well, that's will fry your brains. But, you can do it with 2879s, too. You can do Class E with 2879s. Believe that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can't get them anymore, but, hey.
Oh, if you need some, I've got old CB stuff laying around here. 32 transistors, boxes, 12 transistors. There's a whole bunch of them over here.
Yeah, and I'm talking about match sets, nice in the box, brandy new. Can't get them no more. They're gone. That's it. That's the end of it.
Yeah, they got knockoffs now, though. They're making these different manufacturers. It's basically the same thing. But, it's all hiked up now. So it's not like... It's not a cheap way to make power anywhere.
Yes, that's why I paid $1.19 a piece for these fets. And I got $11 in my finals.
If you guys weren't so cheap with those fets,
you spend, you know, a little more money. They got some suckers with real low gate capacitance, switch real fast. They probably work up on 10 meters. I don't know. Some of those like $14 a FET range.
That's way too much, man. Way too much.
Well, I tried one out, got it working pretty decent on 27, and then I stopped. I'll be right back. The microwave's done. W2BTK.
Yeah, if it's any more than $2, I don't want it.
Right, Bob? Cheap. Yeah, I gotta be cheap. Yeah, you know, $1.380. You know. Whatever. Anyway, yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you can get the more. Well, you got the Motorola sets. You know, they're good up to 440. And you know you can also buy some. You run them on sideband, but Christ, they're like $200 and something a piece.
All right, you can use the new fits from RF Ixis. They're good up to 6 meters. You can buy them. $150. You get $150 for a pair of Siamese, but. And they're 2 kilowatt, I think. 2K, I think, whatever. With one. So that would be perfect, you know. Just one. And you're good for, you know, whatever. 1,500 watts easy. No problem. But it's just, you know, too much money. I think there is designs out there, but I haven't. I'm just not spending the money for them, man. I'd rather use these cheap switching fits. It's more fun. I don't know. Just want to spend the money.
The problem is the first time you start experimenting with one and blow them up, but you're gonna, there's $150 or $150 out the window.
Yeah, that's right, Shelby. So if you could put 10 of these and blow it up because whatever. Who cares?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you get those other FETs. Yeah, they work out, up at higher frequencies. But you blow one, there goes your wallet. Where the FETs that we use, you could blow out a bunch of them. It'll cost you a few bucks.
Yeah, that's the way I look at it anyway. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, yeah, it's static is really getting crappy, man. I don't know. Snow static, I think. I was talking to P-Dub. Saying snow static.
I don't think it's going to snow up here. I don't get that vibe.
5 to 8 inches up there where he is now.
Guys are 0 beat. That was a perfect double. That was funny. I think Timmy said it was snowing when I was talking to him.
Yeah, well, Bill's not far from there at his new place there. He's all moved in now, so. Yeah, he said 5 to 8 inches they're expecting up there, I guess, for tonight and tomorrow. I said, good, keep it all up there. We don't want none down here. K1 KBW for whatever.
Yeah, I'm glad. I think we're out of all the snow down here in Pennsylvania. Hopefully, though, we have been getting, there have been some mornings where I've gone outside and there's been some frost and stuff like that, which is kind of to be expected, but if it stopped raining, though, that'd be nice. KB3OUK.
W2BTK.
It's April. April showers.
Yeah, what I was saying on Double with Bob, I don't think it's going to snow up here at all. I just do not get that vibe from looking around.
Where I'm at, sometimes we do get a little bit of snow because I live like right at the base of a mountain, so anything comes from the west, it pushes that stuff up to a little bit higher elevation and just dumps right on my house. But that's about it. But again, it's a little bit warmer down here than you guys are further up north than I am. Well, some of you are. Billy's probably about the same. Over in New Jersey, he's probably about the same latitude. trying to think of what it was. This is what I am, but further up north, especially you get up in New Hampshire and stuff like that, it seems like they get snow clear up until May. I'm glad that we don't have that problem down here in Pennsylvania. And actually, this year we got like one little storm, and that was it.
I'm up here on top of the mountain, so when it snows a little bit other places, it usually snows a lot here. So I'm probably jinxing myself. I'll probably get snowed in.
He's in trouble. Snowden.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think he was right on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I'm here.
What's going on up on 85? Is that, are they partying up there or what?
I don't know. I'm not even looking up there, but I guess so.
Clark and Perry and everybody, they were down here, and then I got bored on 85 and came down here, and I guess that was the same time they went up there. Huh. It's funny how that works.
I don't know. I got ADD. I could be anywhere. I got ADD. I don't know where the hell I'm going to end up. I'm going to end up on the floor.
There you go. That's all right. There's more room on the floor.
It's stirred.
Need more quarantinis.
I'll check the transmitter out, Bob. Yeah, I think I'll probably go digital, so I'm looking at it anyway. Not that I don't like this rig. Yeah, it's an old design. It's tried and true, though. I tell you what, it's 14 years old, so I mean it's been good. It's one of the old designs, right? That's what we said when we did it. And it's only a little pipsqueak, so I'd like to try the digital stuff because it's only 1 watt of drive. I love that, man. It sounds great. Give that a shot. I just got to finish the modulator. That's all. In my spare time, which I actually have more of, so I guess that's what I'll do. I'll just start finishing the modulator. Power supply is pretty much done. Except for the wiring and stuff, and maybe by winter time or something, finish it up.
Yeah, it's 2 watts of drive.
Oh, that's right, 2 watts of drive. That's right. I drive that with my HT.
That's right. Yeah, my Baofeng is doing like 45 watts.
Cool.
What were you on the other night with, Kenny? What HT was that you were on 80 meters with?
Oh God, that piece of junk. It's not a Baofeng. I think actually the Baofeng's a better HT. It's a Wuxon. Wuxon. I love them. My son, I've been buying what the hell is it? The KGV-11, or it's the first one they made. It's just it's a dual bander, but it's just the cheapest one they make. It was like $99 or $89. That one has good audio quality. I bought the better one. It's a tri-bander. That thing is the biggest piece of crap ever, and it sounds like hell.
Man, for $90, you could have got 4 Baofangs and just throw them in the trash when you're done,
Yeah, they're only like $20 for the Baofangs, and they got a tri-band now. I think they're like $35 for it's 220 and 440.
Yeah, that's why the 2 meter, 70 centimeter, and whatever it is, 220. It's, signals are starting. I think a band might be going along.
Yeah, but that wasn't the Baofeng. That was the Wuxon, right?
Yeah, it's a Wuxon. It's a KGV8T, I think, or something like that. I would never recommend buying one. I've had nothing but problems with it.
Yeah, no, Baofengs are better. The new ones, the FCC's clamping down on, trying to get them to stop that open source crap, so that they don't transmit all over the place.
Oh, you can hack them so easy, it's ridiculous. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. You don't know how to do it. But you hack right in, it doesn't matter. No matter what they do, you're still going to be able to hack the chip.
Why don't they do that with the damn 73300 so it transmits below 300 hertz?
Well, it's all software, man. It's nothing to do with the rig. And the Flex won't do it just because it receives there. You have audio there, but it stops the power output of the transmitter. You can't transmit because there's no power. It won't allow the power to go through. I imagine there's a way around that too, but I never bothered, I use it on 10 meters. I haven't used this. Oh, well, I did. I mean, just putzing around. Me and Dave were up in 28.5, 25 or something like that. We were up there playing around for a while. I gave up on it because it's just it's just not 80 meters, It's just it was on sideband too. It made my ears hurt. Maybe that's what it was. That's what it was.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no, that's what I mean, the software. Somebody's got to get in there and hack the damn thing. Open up the transmit filtering that they have in the software. Make that thing usable on AM. Sound good on AM.
I thought the 7300 did AM.
It does. 300 to 3000 hertz audio passband. You know exactly what that sounds like. And then all the ALC crap.
Yeah, all the ones I've heard, they're good sounding up in mid to high range, mid-range, but low end is non-existent.
Yeah, well, it's a nice thing, and it's a hard thing because a lot of it's proprietary, and it's hard to hack it. But they'll get the. They'll get them. They'll figure it out. They always do. I mean, they figured out all the other radios. Why can't they figure out these? Kids are getting smarter and smarter. Like a 15-year-old that just should be able to say, "Hey, hack this radio." I guarantee they'll hack it.
When though? I mean, somebody's got to do it.
Yeah. My son's a terror, but he shows me some stuff. I'm like, I don't even want to know. I really don't.
Well, they should get him to do. I mean, it would be smart, even if ICOM is trying to be like, no, we don't want to encourage like all that kind of stuff. Even if they were like that, they would sell so many radios if somebody released some kind of patch or something. You could upload your ICOM to open up the TX bandwidth to something low up to like 5K or whatever. People would like go out and buy them. So ICOM should just pay your kid or something to like just leak that or something and pretend that like they had nothing to do with it and somebody just like hacked it, and then you'll see ICOM 7300 sales just go whoo through the roof, man.
Yeah, the thing is with that, from a manufacturer standpoint, why would they want to go and find out a way to make a older, because I think that radio's got a couple of years on it now. Why make an older one better when you can just, here's a completely new piece of hardware with pretty much the same firmware in it, but it's newer. So therefore, let's sell the crap out of that and let the 7300s kind of go to the used market. I think they already. Isn't there something that has replaced that already, or at least generation newer than the 7300. I don't really keep up to date with the new stuff, so I have no clue. But I was thinking it was already, like there was already a replacement for it already.
As far as I know, there is, yes.
Yeah, I heard about it. And then they came out with its twin that's like a VHF UHF radio, and that one's even cooler.
Well, you can get the, all you got to do is call, I don't know who it is, you're going to call Flex, it'll give you, you can unlock these, but these are locked if you want to do the Mars mod on them.
Well, does it work on 27 meg?
I don't know, but as far as I know, it opens the whole radio up. I'm pretty sure everything is open, and yes, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's cool. My radio has 11 meters built into it. There's a VFO position for that, because it's from the 50s. That was a ham band, but that's my excuse. I guess, excuse me, by the way, I wouldn't have an excuse if I had it in on and I was using it, or it worked there, you know. What? W2BTK?
Nah, no. You can listen anywhere you want, but you can't talk. It's the man said that. The man, Bob, the man said that. Oh, there you go. Anyway, I'm still hearing you, Shelby. You're still coming in here.
Yeah, I don't know. These static crashes seem to be getting worse. I don't know what, you know, but it seems like everything's, the static's getting louder, because for a little bit ago, you were like under the noise there, Ken, and I don't know what was going on. Yeah, the static was completely wiping you out. Bob, of course, is strong as, you know, he normally is down here. But hopefully it gets a little darker. The band are kind of, you know, once night comes a little bit better, the band kind of like gets a little bit better now. But who knows where that will happen or not. KB3OUK.
Yeah, I got some peaks up in the 30 to 40 range here sometimes, but that's the way it is. And the band's fluttering around up and down. Bob was starting to fade out. I guess the band's going to go long soon. Whatever. It's, propagation is propagation. It's the Propagation Express. We ride it all the time.
You getting any fade on me? I got my antenna real low to the ground, so I usually hang a little longer.
Yeah, you're about the same as you usually are, but before you were taking fades out as far as S9, S10.
I say you're booming in over here. You're almost 20 over. Mine's low to the ground too. This one's only about 20 feet up at the moment. I need to get it higher. Well, either get it higher or I'm thinking about replacing it with something else. I really don't know. Because the problem is it works good for close-in stuff 200-300 miles out, but trying to get further out is a lot harder. Like, I can talk to Kenny, clear up Maine, but the problem is, that's only like real late at night. Trying to do it earlier in the day or like earlier in the evening, a lot of times I can hardly hear him. But later at night, I can just barely get up there to Maine to where he's at. But that's what you get when you run an antenna that's pretty much on the ground in relative terms for this frequency.
Yeah. Wow, 20 feet. Yeah, mine's a little higher. Mine's probably it's just under 40 feet at the feed point. So not too bad, not too great. But it does have that effect. Like I can talk locally, really, really well. But DX is whatever. Actually, excuse me, I get the burps. I was on FT8 earlier today on 80 meters down there. And if you want, you can look at my on pskreporter.info. You just type my call sign. You can see my propagation map.
see, you know, which way my antenna is favoring, and you know, the signal this afternoon with like, I don't know, 40 watts on FT8. But that's always interesting to see. So, you know, I could talk about it, but you could just go look on PSK Reporter. W2BTK.
Yeah, I've done similar things before on WSPR before. You can kind of look online to see what all stations were actually hearing that beacon. And like even half a watt or 1 watt or whatever I was running, I don't even remember. You know, you can kind of see which direction. You know, of course, that low to the ground, it's pretty much an omni antenna, but you can see as the night goes on that it does start to reach out further and further. But yeah, daytime, you're only talking about 100-mile range, if that, and then at night, 4 or 5 at the most. Maybe a little longer if the receiving station, whoever's on the other end or whatever, has a lot better antenna than what I'm running.
Yeah, that's the thing. You get really skewed results with it, but a lot of the guys list what kind of antenna they have there on the page, so you know, you can sort of make sense of it, but it's a relative thing. You can just see like, oh yeah, look, I'm pretty northeast, southwest, like right up and down the coast. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna have some ice cream. I'll see you gents later. KC2UDZ.
All right, Ken. Catch you later. Well, I guess I'll wander away from the radio for a little bit. Maybe we'll get some more activity out here a little later. I guess that group on 85 disappeared. Everybody's kind of disappearing, but yeah, hey, that's what happens when the band starts to go long. But like you said, a little later tonight, we should be in pretty good shape. So, I don't know. I'm going to leave the transmitter on and kind of just do my thing. So, hey, Shelby, I don't think we talked before, but, you know, it was really nice catching you out here. Really nice conversation about your homebrew stuff and bouncing some ideas off you there. You should try those Antecs, man. They're cheap enough, you know, and they're really, really well built, man. So, anyway, I go do that. KB3OUK. It's been a pleasure. W2BTK.
Yeah, I'm still here and still pretty strong. K1 KBW.
Yeah, I was actually off frequency there for a second, checking something, and came back. Were you saying something there to me, Billy? KB3OUK.
Yeah, I was just kind of saying I was going to stand by and listen for a little bit, but, you know, I guess we got Bob in there. You can hang out.
Yeah, how am I hitting you there, Billy? Okay, strong enough for this week or what?
You're 60 dB above the noise.
Oh, I guess that's sufficient.
Yep, that'll do.
Let me see, am I running obscene power? Yeah, a little bit. Oh, well.
Obscene. Yeah, I'm running about half power over here.
Yeah, I'm running about 3/4. I can go up a little bit more.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, Bob. You're weaker down here than you normally are, but then again, it's not quite. I'm listening after dark, so it's a lot better, but you're like 15 over on this rig. Billy's like 25 over, but that might be because his antenna and my antenna kind of match each other. But the tuning on this thing keeps drifting all over the place because the feed line's getting wet. KB3OUK.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it could be the band, because the band is, I don't know if it's going long or what the hell. What's the band doing there, Billy?
I don't know. Shelby's like kind of up now again. You're up, so I have no idea. It's coming and going, but you guys are up. I mean, both very strapping here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, it's actually, well, it's fairly early. It's only a little bit after 8 o'clock, so it's kind of early. So, you know, the band doesn't really get going real good till around 9 o'clock or so. So, you know, Anyway, so yeah, we're running enough power here. I'm sure I can be heard all over the place, and that's good enough. I don't want to be too obscene.
You got to check the SDRs down south. I don't know exactly which way your antenna favors, but that's the direction you want to go. Like, so I'm always checking those web SDRs around DC, Georgia, places like that, because I'm interested in having a good signal there.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I used to, when Clark was talking to us, or emailing his friends in the Netherlands and stuff, they definitely hear me over there.
Oh, well, that's another story, man. Europe, I don't do that well in Europe. I mean, you know, like I was saying, my dipole's real low to the ground, but it's all local where I'm the strongest, and it's kind of trippy because it really falls off. Like, I got no DX lobes, you know. It's all straight up, I guess.
Yeah, well, my antenna's up at 88 feet, so it's up a ways.
Well, that comes in handy when the band goes along, does start going along. At least you don't hear the far away stuff coming in, so it does have its advantages of running a low antenna.
Yep.
You don't get to talk out as far either.
That's right. Yeah, you're right, Shelby.
Yep. And I notice when the band goes long and everybody starts fading, you see them go one by one. Having the lowest antenna out of like most people, well, except for you, Shelby, that I talk to out here by a little bit, I usually hang. Like, it's weird, and I'll be the last one to drop off.
Yeah, my piss weak oil radio don't work.
No, it works. You're just, we're down a little lower. It looks like you're up there on 75.
Alright, maybe that'll work better.
That's what you doing, Scott?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, it sounds like Billy in there.
Hello.
Good one.
W2BTK.
K1KBW. Keep baffling Washington.
KB3OUK.
K1MB.
So I figure since we got a virus going around, I would watch World War Z. Man, that was not exactly what we need to watch.
I've been having trouble finding anything to watch. Like, I started watching that Tiger King show, and I've been trying to get through the first episode for like 2 weeks. I finally did it. I'm in the second episode, like maybe 10-15 minutes in, and I just keep falling asleep, man. I can't. It's been weeks, and I'm like 15 minutes in the second episode. I was searching around last night trying to find some. I scrolled through all the movies and then just went to sleep.
Have you ever heard, but I'm sure you've heard of the Game of Thrones, but have you ever checked out Warehouse 13?
Game of Thrones, yeah. I saw the whole thing, unfortunately.
Yeah, you ever seen Warehouse 13?
haven't seen that one.
There's a TV series on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's about all kinds of artifacts that people have, some new weird crap, people and all that. These secret things go out and look for stuff. It's cool.
Yeah, Warehouse 13. Yeah, I watched that. Well, that was actually quite a while ago. I didn't know it was still back on the air.
I mean, I had all 5 seasons on CD, but yeah, something like that. If you search around, you can usually find it. That was a pretty good time. I stumbled on that one.
I'll give it a shot.
Well, the people playing the characters work with each other, and trust me, there's all kinds of jokes.
Man, the lightning crashes are getting angry.
Yeah, they're getting nasty up here. Ah, man. There was somebody saying it was snow static, but I think it's a little bit more than that.
Yeah, that sounds more like thunderstorm to me, not snow or anything. But where it's coming from, I have no clue. It's definitely not around here. We just have rain, no thunderstorms.
Yeah, it's snowing, looks like about central New York, and I think all the rest of those storms are off the coast of, well, looks like Philadelphia and Delaware.
What?
Yeah, your turn.
Yeah, it looks like to the south and east. Yeah, down around, looks like, looking at a lightning map, looks like North Carolina, off the coast, you know, just off the east coast there, off of like New York and New Jersey, so no wonder, wow. Yeah. Of course, I don't think it's going to get any better tonight. KB3OUK.
Yeah, it's pretty trash. The band, I just scrolled up and down the band, and it's dead. I mean, there's not a lot of ham radio activity on 80 meters tonight.
Well, at least nobody on AM. Sideband, however, sounds like they're out in full force.
Yeah, I just checked out 3814. I was talking there last night. It was a total crap show, but it was kind of fun. I'm actually tuned up my antenna anyways, like 3860, so I can talk up here, or I could VIFO down there and still be like, you know, 1.3 or less.
My antenna tunes wherever I want it to tune.
Yeah.
This is nice about having a link-coupled tuner and open wire feed line. One antenna tunes from 10 meters to all the way down to 160.
Yeah, but if you were to make, I have the same thing, but I'm not link coupled. It's a double L network, and the good thing about that is it doesn't have a tight pass band. I can go tune down or listen on other bands, and the signals are still pretty strong. Your link coupled tuner, like if you're tuned here on 80, 75 meters, and you go up to 10 meters, you're not going to hear anything. I could still hear stuff up there with this because it doesn't have that tight pass band, you know. Link coupled's nice in the output of an amp for that reason. But as far as my antenna tuner, that's one reason why I prefer the double L.
Yeah, I was saying, threads and Matchbox I run, even just going to 40, when it's tuned to 80 and you try to go to 40, it's like death.
Yeah, I like the link couple because it's not broad like the double L. You know, it's very tight, and all your power is concentrated on the frequency that you're on, pretty much within probably 10 or 20 kcs, and that's what I like. So you get the maximum power off your antenna on the frequency you're on with a link couple tuners. Well, this is a home built one. I mean, I built this tuner myself. It's 2 vacuum variables and a big ass coil.
What the hell is this guy talking about?
Yeah, I let my transmitter decide that. W2BTK.
Yeah, K1 KBW. Well, I mean, I can do that too, but it's nice having both. The transmitter that can do it and the antenna that can also do it.
Yeah, but that's not gonna... having a narrower, you know, passband that you're resonant on your antenna, or whatever, you know, is not... it shouldn't really change much about your, you know... I don't know. I'm not really following, but I like it. The exact opposite reason you said is why I like it, because I can go up and listen on 40 and 10 and everything while I'm tuned here.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can too if I take and move my clip leads, because I just have you know, alligator clips, and I can just clip them, you know, on straight through, and you know, then it, you know, it changes everything. So, but you know, it's, you know, whatever blows your dress up. That's what I always say. You know, it's whatever suits your, you know, your particular situation, because everybody's situation is different.
You're all 20 over S9 in Ohio, so they're all working.
Can we get a monkey puppet?
W2BTK.
Hey, Budley.
Hey, guys. Just cruising around, came across you guys, and said I ain't been down here for a while, so I figured I'd turn on the amplifier and say hello. You're all 20 over 9, so your tuners are working.
Well, yeah, you are too, but the Craddock slashes are kind of doing a job on you. And now that was kind of a piss poor monkey puppet. Oh, let me see if I can tune this thing up. That's better.
It looks so crazy, dude.
That looks great on a pan adapter, I know.
I was say, I'm like watching myself on the web SDR down in DC, and first of all, it's fun being like 600 hertz higher than everybody else. It's easy to see myself, but man, that's sure fun to watch.
Yep.
How are we doing down there? I watch that web SDR every once in a while too. How's this thing doing? It has an S meter on it, I think. Hello.
You're like hitting 30 over down there. I'm doing about 15, which, yeah, that's 90 miles away from me about, so that's pretty good. Yeah, I like I said, it's easy to see myself because this crystal's a little bit higher than 73, so I'm closer actually to 74, but it makes it easy to spot myself. I'm doing about 10, 15 over. Everybody else is doing about 20 over. Billy, you're hitting almost 30 over. Static crashes are probably about 20 over though when they happen, so it is what it is. KB3OUK.
I'm only doing about 20 over down on that thing? Wow. Man, I might have to crank this thing up to full power.
Do it. Obscene power.
No, I'm already running obscene power. If I turn it up any more, it'll be ridiculous power.
Well, yeah, it might be some conditions. I don't know what it is, but me and you kind of trade. Like sometimes you're bigger sometimes I am. I noticed in those SDRs down south, we do a lot of like signal swapping.
Yeah, well, it's propagation. You know, that's one thing you can't. You know, somebody say, yeah, well, I put out a better signal than you do. Yeah, maybe tonight you do, but tomorrow night I'll crush you. You know, it's just the way it goes here.
No, believe it or not, Joey's got you by about 70 beats tonight. You're running about 20 to 25. He's running 25 to 30.
Ludicrous power, man. Ludicrous power. And then you might go plaid.
I don't have much. I don't know. Well, whatever. That's the way the cookie crumbles tonight.
Tell me you've never seen Spaceballs.
I have. It went right over my head, though. I remember the scene.
I don't have any space between mine.
That is filled with rocks. You just gotta pull it up on YouTube, and all you have to do is type in ludicrous speed, and they'll pull up the clip. It is.
Keep firing.
Man, I gotta get a monkey puppet or something. All I can do is the atomic yellow.
Yeah, well, monkey puppets, that's easy.
Hold on, I got something.
So, don't feel pregnant.
Oh, it's the cat toy. The cat's playing with her cat toy.
I got.
Mikey took that and scored a note out of it.
I got that rubber chicken.
You got the rubber chicken, and I'll go get the trombone and squirt a note out of it. All I got is a rock. I'm getting 20 overcrashes here. And this storm went right over top of us today. It was really bad. I thought it'd be better than this by now, but oh well.
Man, you just came way up, though. That was crazy.
Well, when you guys were talking power, I flipped the big switch.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm running the Henry now in the high power mode.
Yeah, I'm running. It's not illegal till I modulate it.
Yeah, well, it's about 300 watt carrier, but like the standard crashes are like 20 over now. When I first sat down here an hour ago, it was below S9. We had rain all day today, and the storm came over and just wiped things. I was on 40 for a little bit, and it just got intolerable. I couldn't take it anymore.
Oh no, it's a rubber chicken.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
She's everywhere. It sounds like it's being raped.
It can do CW too.
Never a dull moment.
That's the joys of AM.
It sounds like mini Chewbacca being had from behind.
a rubber chicken.
Learn to this drive being is boring.
I only got one good sound toy. Dude, this is so funny to me. I can't get over it. Here, let me turn the volume up.
Guess what, bitch? Coronavirus! Woo, woo, woo!
Years ago, I had a old ceramic power line insulator that would sit on the desk and I'd tap on it with a screwdriver. And the ringing it made sure was interesting over the air.
Let's just holler down the apple pie is ready. I'm not going to sit here when there's apple pie upstairs just out of the oven, guys.
A rubber chicken.
No, he can't have any.
And the monkey puppet.
We're all going to make it, everybody. We're all going to make it.
Well, what happens when you cross the chicken and puppet? That must be interesting.
Yeah, that monkey puppet is that's a coronavirus killer for sure.
Yeah, I don't even understand how this is possible, bro. I'm standing here beside me holding our 3-month-old daughter asleep. Asleep? She was, because all this noise that's going on, I don't know how she slept through that.
She's horrified and she just can't say anything.
Well, I'm surprised she's not making, didn't start screaming at some of those noises, but it seems like she's satisfied, with a binky in her mouth and being rocked to sleep, but somehow she's managed to try to get the cat out of the blind. This place is turning into a madhouse.
Man, the band's really starting to stretch out, so everybody getting weak in here, so I probably am too, so gonna get out of here. It's early, it's 8:34, but watched a little bit of the Boob Tube tonight. Haven't watched it in a while. Was busy last couple of nights. Did some furnace work on the furnace. Put a zone valve in, put a 40 amp breaker in the box here, got rid of the 30 amp that was in here because I keyed the E-rig and it was kicking the 30 amp breaker out, saying, gotta go up to 40, so hit the 40 amp, and now it's working fine. So I've been kind of busy working on this stuff, and was out in the yard the other day because it was like 72 degrees here, but today it was raining on most of the day. But anyway, so we'll see. I'm kind of tired, so watch a little bit of the Tube, and maybe I'll get on a little bit later. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So anyway, 7-3 everybody. Billy, Scott, Shelby, anybody else in there? Have a good one. K1 KBW, keep baffling Washington or keep binking women, whatever you want.
All right, Bobby, see you later. I'm going to go out and get some of this apple pie. You guys sound good here in Ohio tonight. W2BTK, bye-bye.
7-3 is here, buddy.
Smell you later. You leave that chicken alone. W2BTK on Montana Mountain. God. Well, this is interesting. Do a couple things. I could restream somebody. I could go down and see if there's any sideband activity where I was talking last night for a little bit, but I'm going to vacate this premises, so hold on, I'm going to do a little tuning around. Yeah, wow, it's dead down here too. I don't know. Sunday night. Maybe we'll call it an early night. I mean, there's not a lot of activity out here tomorrow. Tonight. Tomorrow should be a little livelier. So, what are we at? 2 hours and 15 minutes. That's not bad for a low-key Sunday stream, I would say. So yeah. I'll hang out here for a minute, maybe look for somebody to host for you guys, because this wasn't a very long stream. I don't want to leave that much dead air on Twitch, you know. But I'm going to look for somebody to host, I guess, while we listen to Static. What's up with you guys? How's your Sunday going? All right. We'll get see what's going on in the science and technology channels. Maybe something cool, man. That bald engineer guy is cool. I like his stream. He's not up right now. I think he was earlier today. A lot of computer crap. Oh, what is this? Building the MIDI power suit. Huh. This actually looks pretty cool. This guy's building, well, let's see what he's doing. He's building some kind of MIDI thing. He's got a breadboard out. Yeah, a little electronics project. This might be fun to watch. Nice, 350, man. Yeah, me too. I'm just low-key. Yep. Alright, I'm going to restream this guy, so give me a second. I'll punch this in here. Copy. You worked on your YouTube channel? I have to do a lot of that, man. I've been looking at better computers. I've been trying to do some video editing on my YouTube stuff, make it a little more fun to watch. But it's hard to do it on this machine. I get very frustrated. But that's cool, man. I'll be doing that too. All right. Let me set up this raid. So yeah, we're gonna raid Shaping the Silence. He's working on some kind of MIDI controller breadboard project or something like that. So let's start this raid. Thanks for hanging out, guys. If you haven't followed, follow the channel, and we'll see you tomorrow night. Hope you had fun. See ya.